Regularly, we hear things in our work with mums and dads that are worryingly inaccurate.
Some things are old wives' tales that have been disproved by modern science. Other things are just downright frustratingly mass hype and hysteria.
Let us debunk a few such myths around baby sleep for you. Daytime and nighttime means very little to your baby, so being in a dark room or a light room won't change that.
The fact is that babies find the dark extremely comforting, and it will be a lot easier for your baby to settle and sleep and stay asleep in a dark room. If your baby is over 2 months old, the dark promotes the release of melatonin, which is a hormone crucial to your baby's settling and sleeping well.
Day sleep and night sleep is neurologically differentiated in your baby's brain, increasing as they get older. So the light and the dark in their room will have very little effect on their understanding of day or night, but a big impact on the quality of their sleep.
Day sleep and night sleep is intrinsically linked. The first 12 hours of your baby's day directly affects the next 12, the night. A baby who sleeps well in the day will also sleep well at night, provided their daily cumulative nap hours hasn't been exceeded for their age.
For a baby who is already sleeping through the night but napping poorly, establishing better naps will not adversely affect their nights. However, continued catnapping will definitely start to negatively impact on their night sleep after a while. If your baby is a great daytime napper, they might be having too much day sleep, which would then mean they won't sleep as much overnight. In this case, you should definitely wake your baby from their naps.
Some babies would quite happily sleep all day, then stay awake all night. We absolutely don't want it that way around.
Waking your baby from their naps means you're able to control how much day sleep your little one is having to enable them to sleep well at night.
Babies under 12 weeks genuinely aren't capable of consciously self-settling. It is also not crucial that your baby has the skill until they're over 3 months old anyway, when they start waking between sleep cycles.
A baby under 12 weeks is able to transition a lot easier between sleep cycles, regardless of how they went to sleep at the start of each nap or bedtime. It is, however, good practice to put them in bed when they're awake but drowsy, so they do the final bit of falling asleep by themselves.
If you've been following our sleep program, your baby will be good and ready for sleep, and this will make it a lot easier to fall asleep without needing too much help from you.
Babies do wake in the night hungry for sure, but not every baby and not all the time. There are many factors that cause night waking in babies and toddlers, having had too much or too little day sleep, being too hot or cold, being sick, being uncomfortable, not being able to self-settle for older babies, and of course hunger.
If your baby is waking frequently in the night and you are feeding them every time, they will then be taking the bulk of their milk feeds during the night, meaning they'll take less during the day. We want the opposite to happen.
If you can rule out hunger as a cause of the waking, you should look at the other factors that might be contributing to the wakes.
Swaddling babies younger than 4 to 5 months is proven time and time again to assist them in settling and sleeping for longer stretches.
Some babies seem to struggle or cry when being swaddled, and people often assume this means their baby doesn't like being swaddled. Usually it is because the baby is already overtired or may even be undertired. The swaddle's too hot or it's not tight enough.
Babies who are swaddled sleep better. Babies are not scared of the dark. They have nothing to base that fear on.
In the womb, it is dark and noisy, and so, like other mammals, babies actually find the dark comforting, safe, and calming. If you have a young baby who is overstimulated or overtired, putting them in a pitch black room with white noise will be really calming for them.
Babies do not need night lights. Any light will be stimulating and can prevent them from falling asleep or staying asleep.
Some babies will fall asleep when they're tired. The vast majority of babies will simply stay awake until they're really overtired, making it impossible for them to settle easily or sleep well.
We need to teach our babies how to sleep by making sure they have the right amount of awake time and nap time, and that they have the right conditions for sleep. Unfortunately, not all babies display reliable tired signs. Babies older than 6 weeks also hit a natural dip in energy levels after about 1 to 1.5 hours of awake time, and may display tired signs here.
This is a time when they're starting to get tired, but they're not actually tired enough to go to sleep or to sleep for very long. Many people mistake this for a sign their baby is ready for bed, then wonder why they struggle to get their baby to fall asleep or why their baby only has a 20-minute nap, then blame the settling and the short nap on overtiredness when it was actually undertiredness.
Watching the clock and keeping your baby awake for the exact amount of awake time for their age is your best way to ensure their naps occur at the right time.
Our sleep programs have all this in extensive detail. The balance of milk versus solids is really important. Simply giving your baby lots of solids isn't as crucial as the times of the day when you give the food.
You should always offer the solids at the lunch meal first. Once that is established, offer dinner, and then lastly, introduce breakfast.
Lunch is the most important meal of the day because protein at this meal is stored by the baby's liver in a way that will help them feel full through the night.
If a baby younger than 10 months has protein at dinner, it can cause wakefulness in the night as their body struggles to digest the protein.
Babies, especially very young babies, sleep better when it is noisy. In the womb, it can be as loud as a vacuum, and this is all your baby has known.
Using white noise in their room for their day sleeps as well as overnight will definitely help your baby settle better and sleep for longer periods.
It also helps block out any other household or environmental sounds that might wake a sleeping baby.
The white noise should be played louder than your baby's cries if they are crying, or as loud as a shower when asleep.
If you have a decibel reader, and you can get an app on your phone for free, we'd recommend the white noise be played around 65 decibels.
White noise is also extremely effective for adults who suffer from insomnia too. We have an excellent collection of white noise available on our shop or Spotify or iTunes.
Hopefully this helps clear up some of your sleep concerns.
Happy sleeping, everyone!